Pete Moore, Mart TV, and this is the second part of my new Mauser M03 barrel. If you've seen the first video, which should be up by now, long story short, I had a 6.5 barrel on my Mauser for nearly 11 years, shot it out just at the time that Mauser decided they weren't making the M03 anymore, and they were going to service owners with spares, but were making nothing new, and there was no spare barrels. And then I didn't know what to do with the gun, and then about 2 years later I found out that they were making barrels again, hence I got the new barrel for it. The main caveat for me was that my original barrel was 23.5 inches, which did get the best out of the cartridge. This is 22, and all the standard calibers they do now are a 22-inch barrel. So there will be a slight difference in performance, therefore velocity, therefore energy. But as a colleague of mine pointed out, there's deer legal and there's deer lethal, and the two are very different. Good example in Europe, who've probably shot more deer than all the Brits put together twice. Energy and velocity levels for various game species are much lower than ours. I've shot moose with 6.5 Swedish, I've shot big red deers with 6.5 Swedish, and it just puts them down, it's not a problem. For the testing, I picked 3 factory loads and I generated 5 reloads. The reload data I won't be telling you because I used 6.5 Creedmoor data, which is hotter than 6.5 Swedish. And I'm not trying to be stupid here. The reason I did it is that this M03 Mauser, you can go from 222 Remington up to 375 H&H and beyond. All we have to do is change the barrel, change the bolt head and change the magazine. So if this rifle can go from a 222 to, for example, 338 Blaser Magnum without any problem at all, then it is what it is. It's a very strong modern design. However, I'm not going to lead you down that path, that's entirely up to you. And some of my reloading data was a lot lower than I thought it would be in terms of output. So okay, let's look at the factory stuff first. PPU, prolific ammunition manufacturer, their stuff isn't that quick, but it's used a lot because it's well priced and it does the job. In this case, the 156 grain was going out of this gun at 2,160 feet per second, generating 1,628 foot-pounds of energy, with, I thought, an impressive 1.5 inch group. I dug out data from the older barrel for the next 2 loads. My favourite go-to load for this Swede is the normal 140 grain partition. It's a great cartridge, and my gun was generating 2,615 feet per second and 2,136 foot-pounds and printing a cool inch. The partition data that I've still got in my books shows the longer barrel shoots at 2,668 feet per second and 2,223 foot-pounds. However, that was quite long ago. The Lapua Mega is another one of the what you call a heavier bullet for a Swede, like 156. It's a 155 jacketed soft tip, and it was going out at 2,467 feet per second and 2,107 foot-pounds. With the older data, it was going out 2,513 feet per second and 2,173 foot-pounds. See, again, there's a difference. But overall, as go-to ammo, given cost, and I think all of those will do the business. So the only thing is that the PPU in this barrel is a little bit low, and technically it is under the legal limit for large deer. Reloads, as I said before, I won't give you the data. The simple fact is I have no idea what your guns are like. But say it's all the reloaded data is made for the M96 Mauser, which is the original Swedish gun in that caliber, which was a less strong action than the 98 Mauser. Therefore, the data is kept low for litigious reasons. So I decided that this gun, as I said before about caliber changes, it can do anything it likes. And figures were quite interesting. Some were a little bit confusing. So I started off with around a bullet I've only just used in my 6.5 Creedmoor, which is the Barnes 127 grain LRX long range X bullet, and it's a non-lead boat-tailed ballistic tip, high BC, and it was shooting half-inch groups, which I thought was pretty impressive. generating 2,880 feet per second and 2,350 foot-pounds. At 210 yards, it was actually hitting 1,700 foot-pounds, so it's pretty good. But I have heard from people that have used it, because I actually haven't used it in anger yet, that up close you need to be very careful with bullet placement, because its barns are designed to be quite frangible, so it can still expand at longer ranges, and if you hit something and you hit it in the wrong place, it can write them off pretty much. Then we come on to Hornaday's ELDX. I made 3 recipes. There's some I'd made for the old Swede and never used them. But basically it's 143 grain, high BC bullets, ballistic tip, lead cord, and it's designed, because of its good BC, to hold its energy longer. And this is, I thought it was pretty impressive. 0.8 inches and 2,707 feet per second and 2,335 foot-pounds. Now, it doesn't hit 1,700 foot-pounds until you get to 280 yards, which is again pretty impressive. I then went for a different load using VIT N555, which is the recommended powder, and I think I was a bit too cagey there, and I lowered the charge a fair bit, and it was shooting 1 inch, which is not too bad, but compared to sort of 0.8, not amazing, and it was doing 2,456 feet per second and 1,922 foot-pounds, a lot lower than the 140 grain normal load. Then I tried some Hornaday SST Super Shock tip. That was shooting 1.5 inches, and again low velocity, 2,423 feet per second and 1,833 foot-pounds. A load using VIT 160, and which showed similar figures to the other one with the 555. But in my mind, the gun, also the barrel, is more than capable of shooting. 1 inch with a normal is good. I reckon it could do better. The ELDX with 0.8 and the impressive energy is what I'll probably use at the end of the day. So there you have it. New barrel, I'm just running in, but it's certainly starting to look good. Okay, so I'm a happy bunny, which is great. And if you like what you saw, comment, tell your friends, support the site. And if you need to speak to me about anything, it's the usual old Jim Jam. It's pmall.shootingsports@gmail.com. And I'll see you all later.